Good afternoon and welcome to Carnation Crafts. We're live in the Carnation Crafts studio. We're bringing you a very, very special day with two shows that take us right back to the beginning of Carnation. So it's the start of the Carnation journey. We're having another look at this and we have got a very special guest with us, which I'll introduce in a little while. First of all, let's have a look at what we've got on the show so you can see the whole thing. You can see this Mahusive collection in front of me. Which one is it? Is it that one that's glaring? Which one, Taz? It's that one. At the end. There you go, just so you can see it all. So in this collection, you've got all of the florals. There are all of those dies there. So you've got the snapdragon, the geranium, the rose, the daisy, the fern, and of course, the carnation. The carnation for Carnation Crafts. This is a whole deal. You've got all the stamps. Can you see all the stamps? So you've got the large set here of the florals with the ferns. You've also got all of your sentiments. So there's a huge amount of sentiments there and they're absolutely beautiful. I still use these all the time. I love them so much. Hey Pam, how you doing? We have also got all of the rice papers here. Hey Karen, so this is a really, really large collection that you're seeing here. This is on the Carnation Crafts website, which is www.carnationcrafts.co.uk, and you will find this under the number 190301. The price for today is $134.99 with free P&P. Which is obviously amazing value when you consider how much you are taking home. Now, we've also broken it up into smaller bundles for those of you who want smaller sets of items. So we've got your individual sentiment stamps here, and you get both sets there for $7.99 plus $2.95 postage and packing. The number for those is 190312. My mouth went a little bit funny then, Miss Taz, as I was doing the thing.
You were going
None. It was. I think I almost went Yorkshire. Almost. Then, as well as that, we've got the floral collection. So the floral collection encompasses all of the dies and the big set of stamps that you can see here. That is 190303. The show price today for that is $59.99, and you've got free P&P. Remember, with Carnation, whenever you spend over £50, you are getting free P&P. So we like those apples. And then also you can get the gorgeous, and they are so pretty, the rice papers. Big bundle of rice papers here, and that number is 190310, and the show price for those today is $19.99. They will have a $2.95 P&P on them because it's obviously not over £50, just to let you know. You can get this whole collection though, and it's so pretty, right? And it's such a whacking great big amount of dies. And the whole thing is 190301, just to reiterate, $134.99. Now, on top of that, we also have, of course, the perfect papers. Look at these, they're so pretty. Look at this colourway. How gorgeous is that? Miss Taz, you're having a day like my day. There you go. We've got all of your... Or I'll just do this in the background. So I'll do a dawn wheeler for 5 minutes. You can just see, there you go, we got there. Aren't they pretty? This is such a gorgeous, hold on, this one. You can't really see it as well on camera, but man, that is the prettiest pink. It's so vibrant. This whole colour palette is incredibly vibrant, very, very beautiful. And we're going to have a look at some finished samples in a little while, and you'll just see how gorgeous they are when they're made up. Now, I think, am I right in thinking these are on a special price, Miss Taz, as in the full collection, the dies and the stamps? Is that a special price on the website for today?
Yeah, $134.99 is a special price.
Do we know what it was originally? Do we know the things?
About $185.89.
So it's quite a bargain, which we like very much, and it's because it's a special look back and because we've got a very special guest, and I'm going to introduce our very special guest. First of all, I will just let you know that we have got a new Carnation team member. So you'll start to see more and more of her, and you know, for your own sanity, less of me. Not too much less of me, but you will start to see more of our lovely, lovely guest. Her name is Claire, and I would be really, really stoked if you guys could give Claire a massive, massive warm welcome. And here she is, the wonderful Claire.
Hello, my love. Hello.
Hello. So Claire, you're sitting in the chair. Are you feeling okay?
I'm all right. I think I'm okay.
You're feeling calm, feeling zen?
Yes.
Are you
I'm
terrified?
with you. I'm with you. It's all fine. I'm happy
Most
about
people
that.
are more terrified when they are with me, I'm just saying. Miss Taz is nodding vigorously in the corner. So, Claire, tell us a little bit about how you've got to where you are today. Why are you sitting in this chair?
Okay, cool. Well, I've always loved crafting. Crafting has always been a thing that I've done kind of to chill out, to be honest. It was like, work in the day and then at the evenings kind of just relax and kind of make things just to relax and chill. And probably one of the biggest things that I've made was my wedding bouquet.
Nice.
I just couldn't find what I wanted, for my special day. And I was like, what do I do? Okay, let's make it.
And what materials did you use for it?
Lots of sparkle, lots of ribbon.
Was it paper? Was it?
Yes, paper as well. Yeah, lots of butterflies because I'm a bit of a butterfly fan. I do like my butterflies.
Do you still have the bouquet now?
I have pieces of it because it's been a while and it kind of eventually kind of fell to pieces a little bit. Just because it's like, how many years have I been married now? Quite a while.
Lots of people on here saying, welcome to the madhouse, but we've also got people saying, I love your hair.
Oh, thank you very much. That's lovely. All natural.
We like to see lots of colour. So we went from all of that. How did you get to Carnation?
My crafting journey with Carnation started 3 months ago now. Very exciting. You know what I mean? I'm doing something that I absolutely love, and it's just brilliant. Every day is different, and the collections are just fantastic. The artwork is just beautiful. Like, I have all those wow moments every time that I pick out like a different die from a different collection. I'm like, oh, what can I do with this? It's all very exciting.
I want to play with this one. I want to play with this one.
It really, really is. And it's just so exciting.
It is. It's amazing. So Claire is relatively new to card making in the same way I was when I started with you guys 2 years ago. And Claire has been sat 3 months learning the skills needed for card making. So she comes to you with a really lovely, fresh version of how to use the Carnation dies. And it's important, right? It's important that we get more than one way of doing things. So I'm super stoked that you're about to get a new experience with the dies as well while you watch Claire working with it. Claire's also had training from the gorgeous Janine, who we love, who's our head DT. So we know we're going to be getting good demos. We know we're going to be getting a brilliant experience. But what we're going to do first is get Claire to do her first ever set of boards for Before the Rainbow. Before we go over to that, I will just say what I did mean to say earlier as well. If you've signed up to the Carnation Crafts newsletter, and you can do that on the website, if you've signed up to that, you will have a code in it which will give you 10% off. And you can use that on this collection as well. So if you have got that code and you're buying this today, please do use it, because that will take your price down to £121.50 thereabouts. So please do use that, because it is quite a whacking saving on it. So make sure you've put that in. So Claire,
right,
are you ready to be chairman of the boards?
Shall we do it?
Let's do it.
Shall we do it? We'll do it. Let's have a little look then at the Before the Rainbow collection, which is absolutely beautiful. Like, I'm absolutely loving them. So let's take a little look at this then. So what we've got here is your frame, and isn't this absolutely beautiful? Like, you've got your mats and layers, you've got this lovely lacy kind of top, and here as well, of course, you've got a little square where you can stamp your sentiment. And of course we've got like your sentiments, which you're able to kind of stamp just here. I'm looking at where the camera is. The camera's here. Yes, I'm here. It's all right. It's my first show.
You're doing brilliantly.
It's okay. I'm like, where's the camera? The camera's there. Right, so yeah, we've got a little area here where we can use little stamps on it, can't we? We can pop our little sentiment on there. Also, this little diamond here as well, you can take that off as well and use it, of course, with, like, say, your 8x8 card bases. You can use it separately, which is something I really love about this. You've got little embellishments at the bottom here as well. So you've got your little bow, which is lovely little bow there. I like that. It kind of takes me back in time a little bit. It makes me think of those like bouquets that were tied together with string, which I quite like. It's a bit old school, a bit lovely. Your little labels here as well. You've got your round one. You've also got your normal little tag there as well that you can stamp on, just to kind of give a little bit more definition to those die cuts as well. So that is your frame that you've got there with all, like I say, your mats and layers as well. So there's a lot that you can do with that. Right then, moving on swiftly, we're going to move on to this one, which is a snapdragon. Now, your snapdragon, I like that word, snapdragon. There's something about that word.
Alliteration. We love alliteration.
Yeah, and how beautiful is this artwork again? I mean, look at all the colours that you've got on your snapdragon there.
I'm just going to interrupt you for 1 second, Claire, because there's lots of people saying, is it Claire, Claire or Claire?
Claire.
Spelling.
Claire. Oh, Claire. Claire. How? It's without an I, but it's with an E.
Clare.
That's correct, yes.
Perfect.
That's my name.
Sorry to interrupt.
It's all right. I get asked that a lot, actually, especially when people are wanting to write a card to me. It's like, is it Claire or is it Claire? You know, with an I, without an I, with an E. Yeah, Claire with an R-E and no I. There we go. I think I've made sense. Right, enough about that. Back to this beautiful artwork for Nick and the creative team at Carnation Crafts. So you can see all the lovely colours here. We've got lots of burnt kind of yellow, oranges kind of going on into your kind of pinks and your reds. You've also, of course, with this, got your split matte and layers, so you can use it for off the edge kind of cards. You've got also your mattes and layers here as well, which you can cut from your perfect papers, which match, of course, beautifully with the artwork. And you've got your decoupage parts as well for your snapdragon there. Right, we've also got a geranium. Now, something quite funny about this, I've got a spray that I use to chill out, you know, before bed, one of those like pillow sprays. And I thought, I wonder what this has actually got in it. And in it is geranium.
We like.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought it was just lavender, but no, it's lavender and geranium. So it seems that I'm a fan of geranium scent. But how pretty is this artwork as well? Again, beautiful pink. I'm a fan of pink. I mean, you might have guessed that already. But yeah, you've got a beautiful geranium flower here that you can pop into your bouquets on your cards. You've also, of course, again, got your mattes and layers again with the dies. And you've got your split matte and layer as well, which again, you can use for off the edge cards. You've also got some really, really lovely little decoupage parts as well. Now, something that I really like about these flowers actually is on the decoupage, if you are new to crafting maybe, or just starting out your journey and you're or maybe new to decoupage and you're a bit like, I don't actually know how to start with this. This is a great collection to start off with because your decoupage parts are actually numbered. So, I mean, you don't have to follow that, of course, you know, crafting's very personal, isn't it? But, you know, if you want to kind of like follow, you know, a sort of step-by-step kind of guide, this is going to hold your hand as well if you want to start out doing some decoupage. Now, this is your rose. How gorgeous is that? How beautiful is the rose? So this has got all your decoupage parts again. Rose is a favourite flower of a lot of people, especially kind of the red rose, because, you know, it's all about kind of love, isn't it? You know, you get gifted a bouquet of beautiful red roses, one of my faves as well. But yeah, you've got your mattes and layers again here. You've got your split die as well there, as just there. So again, you can use that. But yeah, all your decoupage parts. But how beautiful is that? And you've got your little decoupage for your little bud as well. Right then, also here, we've got a fern. We can use this behind all the other floral elements to kind of really sort of fill out maybe a bouquet if you want to do that. I'm talking about bouquets because I have had fun and games, you know, like playing with the collection and making little bouquets and putting these behind. But because you've got your mats and layers as well that you can cut there with your dies, of course you can use your perfect papers, cut matching kind of papers from the perfect papers to give you like something to kind of work on behind as well to sort of really bring out the colour from the vignettes. Of course you can get your vignettes on Carnation Crafts website, can't we?
You can indeed. Can I just answer a question?
Yeah.
Just to clear something up, because I realise Claire is here and I'm not sitting in the chair, and there's people saying, is Carla leaving CNC, as I saw her on Hobby Maker the other day. No, I'm not. I am a Carnation girl through and through. I am staying with Carnation. Everything is fine. I'll still be on CNC. Every month I will just be nipping over to Hobby Makers to do a couple of shows for We Are Memory Keepers, because I'm their brand ambassador as well, just to clear that up. Still on CNC. I'm going nowhere. Thank you. Sorry, Claire.
It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. Let's go back to the ferns. So here we go then. So we've got the ferns here, you've got your mats and your layers, like I say, and also you've got all the little decoupage parts as well, so you can really build up, you know, your look. You can maybe use these as well, you know, around the edge of your card as well, maybe as a little frame. But yeah, really, really lovely to just add into this collection. Like I say, it's such a beautiful collection and all these colours are fab. A daisy. Now, I do love daisies. They kind of take me back to my childhood, to be honest. To take me back to being little and going and picking daisies. Do you know when you're in the park and, you know,
Daisy
walking?
chains.
Yeah,
Love it.
isn't it? And my little boy now as well, he loves making like little daisy things, you know, like popping them all together and giving me a little bouquet, bless him, when we're walking through the park.
Aww.
But yeah, aren't those beautiful again, the colours, you know, pale pinks and they're just so sort of kind of pastel tones there.
Very, very
delicate.
realistic. Very realistic looking.
Very, very delicate kind of colours. You've got your split mats and layer again, your mats and layers within your dies. And again, your decoupage elements all numbered up again. So if you're kind of new to decoupage, new to crafting, new to card making, and you're wanting to sort of make these beautiful flowers and have a little bit of a you know, guide basically of where to go. Like I say, you don't have to follow that. You know, everyone crafts different, but that's there if you so wish to. And finally, regards to the flowers, a carnation. Carnations proper make me smile as well, you know, because my mum loves carnations. They're my mum's favourite flower.
Aww.
Like, she genuinely does. Like, every single week, she goes and buys like about 5 bouquets of flowers, like carnations, and puts them all around the house in different vases. So yeah, I do like carnations and carnation crafts. So here we go. So you've also got a stamp to go with this, which is rather lovely because there's lots and lots of options and lots of things that you can do and lots of different things that you can you know, different things that you can do with this. But as you can see here, you've got your mats and layers again with this, a split die. You've got all your decoupage parts again for your carnation, so you can really build it up, really kind of get that 3D kind of effect. You know, that's something I really love. Yeah, they really kind of, when you're playing with these flowers and the paper, you can really shape them and really mould them and build them. Yeah, I love doing that.
I will just say that if you're getting the smaller bundle of florals with all of the dies, where it's, you know, those and the stamps, the carnation is not included in that. It's a separate item as such. Obviously, if you get in the main bundle, you get the full shebang, which we like. Is that correct, Miss Taz?
Yes.
Am I saying the correct things?
Yes.
Also, Mark says I am not allowed to leave carnation, possibly ever, so I'll probably still be here when I'm 80 with new teeth. Actually, I don't have many teeth now. They're not all mine. I'm just saying. Anyway, thank you, Claire. Carry on.
Thank you. Right then, back to some stamps, because there's some lovely stamps within this collection, as you can see. Of course, it's nice, isn't it, to have like your everyday kind of sentiments in your collection when you're crafting, so you've always got them to go to, you know, happy birthday, things like that. But it's sometimes nice to have something a bit different, and I feel that this collection kind of brings that to you, do you know what I mean? Because if you can see here, there's some really different kind of sentiments for you to use, which is nice, because if you're wanting to make a card that's just maybe a little pick-me-up for somebody or something, you've got lovely sentiments here to use, such as the bigger the storm, the brighter the rainbow. You know, children are the rainbow of life. Dance in the rain, play in the puddles. You've got you are a rainbow in a cloudy sky, which is just lovely, isn't it, to give to somebody?
Do you know what I love the most about that? There's a stamp on it that says, when it rains, look for rainbows. And
Yeah.
that's pretty much very similar to a Dolly Parton quote. And I love Dolly Parton.
You're a Dolly Parton fan, are you?
I am a massive
I like
Dolly
Dolly Parton. She's amazing.
She is the best.
Definitely, I'm with you on that. Also, we've got love and we've got friend as well, a little bit smaller as well. So you just, if you just want to put just a small little sentiment on there, you've got those options with that one as well, with that stamp set. Of course, we've also got the sentiments here within this collection that are kind of your go-tos, I guess. In some way, you know, your happy birthday, thinking of you, just because, with love, best wishes, just for you, thank you. There's a to and a from, which you might want to stamp onto those little embellishments that you've got, those little tags. You've got have a wonderful day, because who doesn't want a wonderful day, let's be honest. On your special day, you've got sent from the heart, which is just lovely. We've got you are amazing. Who doesn't want to be told that they're amazing? You know, we all want to be told that we're amazing. Let's give lots of cards with that on it. Enjoy your birthday, made with love. So glad you're my friend, you know, for that special friend that you've got. And then if you've got a special friend that you want to say, for my special friend, there is a stamp there for that as well. Finally here, we've got these stamps within the collection as well. And these are just absolutely lovely, aren't they? There's so much you can do with these as well. I mean, you can use these in your backgrounds if you want on your cards, if you want to stamp there first and then put your vignettes on top of it to add a bit of colour. You could use it, you know, black and white behind all your colourful vignettes, because that will make them pop a bit more maybe. You've got made by, which is lovely if you want to just pop that onto the back of your card. You know,
It's great if you're running a business. Absolutely brilliant if you're selling at craft fairs, for you to be able to put that and then just put your own logo on. Just an awesome, epic stamp to have.
You could sign it. You could sign your cards as well underneath
Like
it.
an autograph. You could put an autograph on your cards.
And then we've got, of course, like all the vignettes that I've just shown you, all the dies that I've just shown you, you know. You've got those as stamps as well, which is rather lovely. So your rose, you know, your snapdragon, your daisy, your geranium. You've got these little ink dots as well, which you could perhaps use in your backgrounds, on your borders. You've also got these little tags as well, so stamps. So like I was saying before, you know, if you're cutting it with your die, you can stamp them as well, and that's just going to show with those little die cuts a little bit more, give you a little bit more detail. And again, the little bow as well as that.
Absolutely gorgeous,
Lovely.
as we would expect from Carnation. What I love about looking back at this collection specifically, and obviously the one that we're going to be bringing you later on tonight at 6 o'clock, is the fact that Carnation obviously has progressed, obviously. But if you were to take something like, say, Oh So Chic, that we've just, you know, had recently, and you were to add in some of those florals, it would absolutely go. It would still be the same thing. And we talk a lot, don't we, at Carnation, about each collection is a building block. And, you know, I always think of Carnation as just being one bundle that we keep having bolt-ons to and we keep adding to. And I think it's so important because for me, when we're investing money into crafts, we want to know that that investment is going in the right direction. And with Carnation, obviously, we generally love every collection that comes out. So knowing that they all play nicely, that's important. Your money's going further. So it is absolutely beautiful. So we're going to look at some finished samples, but I will just reiterate, and we are busy for it, that this main collection, Before the Rainbow, the full collection is 190301. I'm going to show you a few finished samples of it, and then we are going to pass back over to the lovely Claire so that she can do some demos for you, and you'll see it in motion in that way too. It feels very weird being on this side of the counter. I got to tell you, I feel a little bit weird. And it's also very creaky, so I now know why Dave Bradford makes so much noise. We know now. So, look at these colours as they come together. Aren't they so beautiful? And even though these are, you know, the beginning times of Carnation, we can see when we look at these how beautifully Carnation they are. They've still got that obvious Carnation-ness to them. They are, you know, very much obviously Carnation. It's important. It's important for our crafting. How beautiful is that? That's stunning, right? Look how gorgeous that is. What are you laughing at, Miss Taz? All I can see is your shoulders moving.
Every time when I put the close-up camera on it, you keep moving it down, so I follow it with the camera.
Are you try it now, and we'll keep it still. So we have got these gorgeous, oh, I love these. Look at this. Look. Isn't that pretty? Right, Miss Taz. For once, it's not me that's been badly behaved. Can I just say, she has got the giggles in the corner. Oh, now she's stopped.
You can still see it. I don't trust you.
You're not close-upping anymore. Is that better? I'm not very good at standing very still, I'll just be honest. Those colours, those pinks. The perfect papers for these, honestly, they're so gorgeous. I am moving at the minute, Miss Taz, because I just want to grab this pink, because it's really stunning. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful, that colour? And one of the other colours that has got this sort of turquoise, I could show you all of these because they're just beautiful. Look at those together. Isn't that incredible? Those perfect papers are beautiful. Beautiful for any projects, actually, I will say. Perfect papers are always great to have, aren't they? Just for all of our projects to bring them in. So, some of the stamp cards that we've got as well, we do have stamped all out here. So this is where you get your colour on. This is where you get to play and be the creative. And we've got also one here, which is a great sample with those rice papers. Beautiful, right? All stamped out. Sometimes, you know, the stamping and the colouring I think is important, especially if we are feeling creative, so that we can actually start to be who we want to be artistically and sort of shout that out. And especially, well, certainly for me, okay, I won't say for everybody, but certainly for me, because I'm somebody who is very open about the fact that I've had mental health issues. And so for me, creativity is incredibly important because it's the thing that keeps my mind straight. So, you know, when we start to stamp out and colour, those things to me are very, very important. I realise not the same for everybody, but for me. So, should we have a look at a demo? Oh, it's weird. It's weird. I'm not going to lie, it's weird. It's weird. I'm going to hand you over to Claire, who's going to do a lovely demo for you now. So, sit and wait. Be ready. Are you ready, Claire?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Let's do this. Right then, so the card that I'm going to show you is inspired by a lovely card by the design team, which you can see here. So I'm going to take you just through this step by step so you can have a little look at it. So let's pop this over here. There we go. Right, so what I've done is I've cut my base. My card base is 350 GSM, which I believe Carla is a big, big fan of, aren't you?
Love my 350. It is, for card bases, again, construction-wise, incredibly important for the weight that Carnation carries because we build on Carnation cards.
Yeah, so I've cut my base already, and this is 8 inches by 8 inches. I've scored it already at the back as well, just slightly down. I believe that was ½ an inch. I'm trying to remember now. But of course, I've just popped a little bit of red liner tape on there so we can make our card base. So I'm just going to pop that there.
Right, taking that off like a pro.
That was lucky, wasn't it?
I really struggle with red liner tape.
Me too normally, so that was lucky. That was very, very lucky. Right, what we're going to do then, we'll just line it up. So the mat that I've got, the medium mat, obviously, I love this. It just makes it so much easier to line up your card base like this. Just pop it to the little edge here, just like that. Have a little tap, pop it together, and then we can just pop it along like so. Right, so we've got a card base. Job's a good one. From there, of course, we're going to pop our mats and layers, and already I have popped together, I will be honest, these two here. So I've just glued them together. Now, when I was cutting this, I just wanted a really small border.
What glue did you use to put them together?
I've used my everyday glue,
did
of course.
you?
I have everyday
and
glue.
And what have you got on the back?
Behind that, I've also got my foam tape as well.
Love it. Oh, you've got fancy black stuff. You're a fancy crafter.
I've got my foam tape already on there as well to add some shadows, of course. But yes, my everyday glue I've used just a little bit of this. Everyday glue is just brilliant, isn't it?
It's
it is just amazing how long it lasts, and also like you only need just such a small amount, just a few little dots.
Doesn't last me very long because I do not use it for quilling projects, Mr. Mark Judd. I do not. Yes, I do all the time because it's the best glue ever. It is very, very low water content, so it means that it dries super quick, but there's enough wiggle. And it's not too gloopy. Obviously we get gloopy in the studio because the studio lights are on, so it's drying it constantly. But wow, it's amazing, that glue.
It is fab, isn't it? It's really good, and like you say, it's just a little goes a long way with it when you're working with it.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need very much, you know, and you can get a really great effect. I'm trying to be clever here, aren't I? I need to turn it around and look. There we go. I can see now. Right then, so let's just place this. As you well know, I'm not going to be able to lean over too much.
They might like to see your hair more than they would like to see my grey hair, I think.
Your hair's lovely.
My hair's very, very grey.
So we're just going to just pop this down the best we can. So this, I should say that the darker yellow from your perfect papers that I've used there, I've actually cut that to 7.5. So we've got 8, and then this is 7.5 inch. So we've just got that kind of little board going on. And then this, I've cut it down to 7.25. So we're just slowly just kind of, you know, going into the middle of the card, I guess. And then what I decided to do when I came to my next layer is actually use the blush neutral because I thought it would really complement with these beautiful perfect papers and just bring out that sort of really soft tones that we've got as well within these.
Just to very quickly explain
vignettes
to those of you who don't know, Carnation stock 3 types of paper that are called the blush collection of papers. As such, there is a blush rose, a blush blue, and a blush natural. What it is white cards, but it's just ever so slightly tweaked on colour. There's a hint of a tint of colour. So we get the warmth from it, or we get the cool tone in the blue. So it just adds something extra when we're creating those layers. So just in case you didn't know, you can find that on the Carnation Crafts website, which is www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. Sorry, Claire.
It's all right. So yeah, you've got your neutral blush paper here, as you can see. And then what I've done is I've got a little bit of this lovely rice paper. I have enjoyed working with this rice paper so much. It's
pretty, isn't it?
So much. It's so lovely. And the little effects that you can get here by just simply using a little bit of water on a paintbrush and then just gently kind of feathering it, you can just make it so soft. Get those really nice soft edges, as well as like, you can obviously still get your sharp edges like I've done there, but isn't that softness just so beautiful? And it just kind of blends softly then into this blush neutral, which is just a pleasure to work with as well, like I say, especially with these kind of shades because they just work so beautifully together. So talking about everyday glue, we was just chatting about that, wasn't we? So let's just have a look.
That'll be glooped up. That'll be my
Is
fault.
it?
Yeah.
Are we gonna? It's gonna be all right, isn't
Just
it?
pull. It'll be
Let's
fine.
see.
There's a load behind you if it's not.
Let's have it. Let's have a go. Let's
I'm
have a go.
Terrible human when it comes to glue. I've just got to say I am a terrible, terrible human.
Oh, here we go.
There
Here we
you
go.
go.
Let's see if we can do that. I got sticky now. Never mind. We're all right. We're fine. We can do this. We can do this. Yes, we've got some. There we go. We're fine.
Just
We're fine.
splodge.
We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Right. So I'm going to go my little everyday glue applicator again. These are on the website on carnationcrafts.co.uk. On the back of there, like I said, I'm just going to show you how little you need to use of this just to stick it down. It's just so easy to use. And I love the applicators as well because they just pick up the right amount of glue. You know, you can't kind of go wrong. That's something with Carnation Crafts. You just need to just pop a little bit on like this. See, little tiny
It's funny how we
splodges.
start to take things for granted as crafters, such as the applicators, the glue. It's so good that when you start to use something else, if if there's a necessary reason for you, and you suddenly think, wow, I miss my carnations. Oh, because we get used to the quality, don't we?
It is, and the applicators, just like you say, they just pick up exactly the right amount of product. The reason, again, I've done this time is because I wanted to have a little bit of wiggle room, which you can have with the glue, which makes it just a little bit easier just to place it. I think we've got all right there. Are we all right? Yeah, we're all right. And again, like I say, just pop it down. There we go. So that's in place. So you've got your mats and layers all done.
Gorgeous colours on the rice paper.
Isn't it lovely? They all just pick out, don't they? This is the thing, isn't it, with Carnation Crafts? Everything just works hand in hand so beautifully. It is absolutely lovely. And perfect papers I'm a big fan of because like it just takes that guesswork out, doesn't it? You know, you can just know that straight away those perfect papers are there to use with your collection. It just makes it so much easier, doesn't it? So moving on, I've already pre-cut this and stuck this. I will talk you through it though so you can kind of see what I've done. This is all from different collections, but you will be able to find them on the Carnation Crafts website if you do a little search. So this lovely, lovely lacy edge that you've got here, which is absolutely beautiful and just so detailed, is actually from the Lace and Rattan die set, which is $14.99 I believe on the website. And it's just so intricate and pretty, isn't it? It's one of those things, one of those dies that once you've got it in your collection, you're going to use it a lot, I feel, a lot within different cards. You've also got your scalloped edge dies as well, again from a different collection, nested dies. But again, if you search on the website, you'll be able to find those out as well. So that's what I've used here. Just to cut, again, the mats and layers, again, replicating what we've got going on here so it works together hand in hand. This I've also just stuck to the back, just underneath, and then I've just popped my foam tape back on here again, just to give me some shadows again, as you can see there. So I'm just going to pop that in the centre of my card as well. So I'll just try and find where to go there. That's about right, I think. Yeah, we'll pop it just there. We'll go for it. So from there, we want to pop on, obviously, our Snapdragon. So let's look to put that on. Now I've cut, of course, the mat as well, mat and layer as well, to go underneath this, just to give a little bit of difference again. You know, we're kind of just building it so we can kind of see all the different details of the card sort of clearly, I guess. They just work really lovely, like I say, together. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to decoupage all of these elements and just build them up. First of all, though, I need to just glue this on here, but before I do that, let's move this over here. Let me organise myself a little bit. I'm going to get the mat and the ball tools. Now, if you've got this already, you'll already have fun with this. I love working this, and I know Carla absolutely adores it, don't you?
It's my thing. The sculpting of paper is my biggest joy in life.
You really do.
I think the point with Carnation as well is those cut lines that are, you know, the depth of the cut lines within your detailed cuts allow the shaping to be so great. Now, I've been sculpting with paper for many, many years. So when you're just sort of at your start of your journey, like Claire is, what Claire's doing now is what you would call your base sculpting. So this is where we sculpt the piece as a whole, as opposed to going into your detail sculpt. So this is what we call a base sculpt. And if you're scared about sculpting and scared of using the ball tool, this is how you go forward with it. You start by just sort of going around and creating that dome effect.
And just breaking down those fibres, isn't it? And just getting some sort of shape from it. And then once you've got it back in your hands, you know, you can manipulate them, because like you said just then, you know, all the little die cuts that you can really sort of pull out the detail of it even more, can't you, really?
Yeah.
And then you can go back in as well with a smaller ball tool, and you can actually work these, you know, even more, can't you?
You can take it to mass levels. Paper sculpting is an incredible art form in and of itself. What I love with Carnation is it gives us the opportunity, doesn't it, to start. We get to play.
Yeah, and do you know what? I find it so relaxing. I really, really do. I could easily just sit there for I don't know how long, just doing that. I don't know if anybody else finds that, but I find it so chilling. It's just so relaxing.
Sam says, I love sculpting the die cuts too. It gives great dimension. Sam, excuse me, thank you. It really does. You know, I think every time we make a card with Carnation, we get to prove ourselves as different to anything else on the market. And it's got that stamp, hasn't it, that makes us really stand out, and that's what sculpting can do. I will say though, often having it in flat form as decoupage also just as effective. It's just for me, sculpting is my big thing. Ooh, Miss Taz, you big tease. Apparently, ladies and gentlemen, the multimedia mat is on the deal of the day. So while Claire's just shaping out those decoupage elements, can we just go and have a look? So if you go to the Carnation Crafts website, www.carnationcrafts.co.uk, and head to the top, you'll see the red button, deal of the day, on there. If you click on that, so what have we got? Oh, look at that. So it's normally $29.99. They've taken 40%. I've never seen them do that. Have you?
No. I thought it was going to be, I'm not going to lie, I was expecting about £24.
Yeah. I've never, that's silly cheap. So how long is that left? Oh, you've only got 7 hours, guys, 7.5 hours on that. Down to $17.99. Am I right in thinking if you used your newsletter discount code, would that work on that?
I think we'd have to check the T's and C's. It's worth trying.
It's worth trying. Try it. If you can try it, try it. That is a bargain.
I'm going to message my dad about it.
Message your dad, Mr. Taz, because you know that what Linda says, love my multimedia mat. I do too, Linda. I am assuming, Linda, you probably wash yours more often than I do, because I'm not so good as the Carnation team will let you know. Actually, they let me know. So Suzanne is watching in Winchester, having a weekend away crafting. I like that. Sam Smith says, I need to get that. Listen, that multimedia mat, because you can use all the little pockets for your glue. Yes, Miss Taz.
It's also while stocks last.
Oh, while stocks last, so I don't think they've got many left. Grab it. You can use it for all kinds of things. What I will say, it's silicone. If you're going to put strong ink on it, it's probably going to stain. The end of the day, the function is still the same. So as you probably noticed as we've gone through the shows, I'm not bothered about my mat. It's there to protect my surface. End of. And that's why I use it. It's functional. It's for me, it's about function. So, but you can clean them in soapy water, and actually you're supposed to clean them in cold water if you've got glue stuck to it. So I just use a bit of washing up liquid and just use a pan scrubber and just scrub it off. Sorry about that. Jenny says, hi to you both from holiday in Portugal. I'm very jealous of all the holidays. Right, so, sorry, Claire, we are back with you. Have you got your decoupaging?
I am. I'm still, look at me, I'm still playing. But yeah, the mat is great, isn't it? Like, it really is. It's just so easy to work on. It does create a great workspace. So yeah, what I'm doing here is I've just been playing. I'm just playing. The more you can shape it, hey, the better. We're going with the pin flare. So I've just used pin flare already underneath. I would say to you something that I've learned, because, you know, I'm not very patient always, and I'll be honest with you. I've had a few times now when I've been using pin flare and doing like flowers and stuff, and I was like, oh, I'm so excited now, and I want to put my card together, and I want to get it, you know, out there, and then it's not quite dry. So something that I normally do if I'm working with flowers now is I actually decoupage them all up with my pin flare, leave them to dry kind of overnight, and then come back to it the next day. I think that's the way forward, unless you want to kind of use foam tape or something like that. But I do enjoy working with the pin flare. So just a little tip, maybe if you're enjoying using pin flare, just like I say, let it dry a bit, because I've had a couple of moments like when I haven't, because I've been too impatient. Because you just get so excited, don't you, Carla? Do you know what I mean? You want to see the finished thing.
I learnt a long time ago: pin flare, walk away.
Yeah,
pin flare, walk away.
That's definitely the way forward.
I mean, I tend to bulk make anyway, so as far as my die cuts are concerned, so I tend to do it all at one point. I still love the fact that those separate elements on these can be used as pieces that are separate to the main decoupage anyway. So you can take the individual petals and you can use them as ephemera on your card. So we get more than one skill set from one die set, which is very, very useful.
So there we go, decoupaged
Beautiful.
up. How pretty is that? It looks lovely, doesn't it?
It does.
It's really, really lovely. So I'm just going to pop this now onto the main card base that we've already created. And we want to pop it just in the middle here, don't we? So what we're going to do, we're going to use the everyday glue, of course, and just a little tiny bit of that again, just on the back of here, just to pop it in place. There we go. There we go. And then just line it up as best as I can there. There we go. Right, so we're in place. Just stick it down.
If ever you're having trouble on perfect papers and your stuff is moving, because obviously you've got a shiny surface underneath it, you can use a pokey tool just to poke where you've put glue, little bit of pressure, and that pressure will cause the adhesion to work much quicker. If ever you're at home and you need a little tip, that's the one I've got for you.
Yep, definitely. There we go.
Jan says, woohoo, just got my mat ordered. It's funny, you know, because Miss Tiztaz was just mouthing to me, is Mark okay? Because we've never seen something like the multimedia mat go down that much in price. So she was just like, she was mouthing, is Mark okay? I was like, I don't think so, no. Something's happened.
So the sentiment then, we've got our sentiment to pop on now. Already pre-stamped that, you see, I've just popped a little stamp. So on your special day, of course, like again, we're just kind of replicating everything throughout the card, aren't we? So your mat and layer underneath that. So we can just pop it in this little bottom corner here, like so.
Very pretty.
There we go.
Beautifully done.
There we go. And there's our card done.
That's your first live card, Miss Claire.
Yes, it is.
Is that exciting?
It is, isn't it?
Do you feel better now it's out of the way?
It's lovely. It's lovely. There we go.
It's very nerve-wracking doing this for the first time. You've been very brave. I'm very proud of you, Miss Claire.
Thank you.
So, huge thank you to Claire for that. It is obviously gorgeous. This collection is... Do you know what? It's really... It was going to be powerful, wasn't it? Because it was their first ever collection. It had to be amazing because it was their first one. And it's knockout, isn't it? It's beautiful. Still, 3 years later, it's incredibly relevant. Now, that might seem like a ridiculous thing to say, but we can also say that craft moves in fashion. And so, you know, if it's still good now, it's still good in 20 years. That's why we love Carnation. It's the longevity of it, isn't it? So... if you want to get this full collection, you need to go to the Carnation Crafts website, which is www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. You will find this under the code number 190301. That is the full collection. Its normal price is £185.89. The show price for today is £134.99 with free UK P&P. And if you're canny about it and you've got the newsletter and you use your code from the newsletter, you're going to get this for £121. And then it says 49.1. So I'm going to go, it's 49. Do you know what? We'll just say it's 121.50 because I can't do the maths and I failed maths GCSE twice, so I'm not going to try and do anything with that. But it's all on the website for you. There are smaller collections for you to go and explore as well. Please don't forget your perfect papers. They are the perfect partner to everything that you're making with this collection because the colours are picked from those vignettes. All your vignettes will be available for your dies from Carnation Crafts, the website, and you can go on there. You can go onto the little tab that says downloads, and you can download them for free from there. Just pop in the name of the collection. That will come up. It will download to your computer, and it's free for you to print at any time you want and as many times as you want. Added to that, you also have a free angel policy, so anything you make you can sell, which is a lovely thing to have. Just very quickly, I will just say, lots of people on here saying, beautiful card, Claire. Beautiful card. Thank you, Claire. Thank you for your demonstration, Claire. Beautiful, lovely card. Thanks, Claire. Awesome card. So lots of positive feedback. Well done, Claire. You've been really brave because it is scary. So I think what we're going to do right now is go straight back in for a second demo. We're going to have to do a bit of a speed demo because we're getting slow, we're running out of time. There was a word and it went away. And so we're just going to whip it into that and get a sort of a speedy demo done, so you do get your second one. And then we will be back at 6 o'clock this evening when we will be doing a different collection. So we'll be doing Precious Flowers. But I'm going to hand you over to Claire and let her take you through the second demonstration.
Thank you very much. And thank you for all the lovely comments as well. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right then, let's have a little look at this. Now, this is again inspired by a card that the DT team have made, a beautiful card, this one here. I just wanted to show you the difference between the blush papers. So this one is made with the blush rose, and this one was made with the blush neutral. So you can totally see the difference there and how it kind of picks up the colours in the vignette and your perfect papers. What I'm going to do though now is just take you quickly through this, which is I've used, again, the base is 5 inches here, well 10 in total of course, 5 inches across here though, but 5.5 down here. Now the reason it's 5.5 is because your vignette is fits just beautifully on this edge, because obviously I have used just here your split die to do the edge here, this beautiful edge to really show off our daisy, which is just lovely, isn't it? So what I've got here is also, I've cut you another little edge here just to go underneath, because I want to create that little shadow effect. So I'm going to just pop a little bit of glue, just a few little dots just around the edge of where I've cut already, because obviously, like I say, I've already pre-cut this. I just used my split matte and layer die just over the edge of my card, pop it through my die cutting machine, and jobs are good, and you get that beautiful, pretty, delicate edge. Again, the same here, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop this underneath. Now, the reason, again, I'm using glue, because I've got that wiggle room. I'm holding it this way just so that I can really see where I want it to place. And then, of course, just hold it in place like so. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get your sentiment here. Now, of course, already pre-cut here with your rectangle. It's from the Basic Shapes, again, which is just a separate die from a different collection. We're going to pop this on top, stamped at one of the sentiments again from the collection, which is when the stars, sorry, when it's dark, look at the stars. There we go, which is lovely. Just popping a little bit of a few blobs of glue. There we go. I got it there eventually. A few blobs of glue.
It's very easy to get verbal weirdness when you're trying to do this. I get it all the time, so don't worry about it.
It's because you're thinking at the same time, isn't it? You're talking, you're doing, and it's like, oh, it's all happening. Yes, multitasking. That's a word, isn't it?
It's incredibly easy to get flustered as well, I think. So it's one of those things. You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you, my love. Thank you. So there we go. So we've just lined that all up there. So we've got a sentiment in place, and then we want to pop this here. Now I want to sneak this just underneath my daisy, so it's not there, because I don't want to put it on top. Don't want to put it on top, do I? I want it to just peek over the top there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see where we're going to place it here, and I want to glue down my sentiment then first, just so that I know where I'm going with that. Oh, I've already put tape on that. I'm already organised.
Look at you being organised.
I know, finger lift tape there already on it. I forgot that I did that.
Beverly says, just finished work, so missed lots. We'll have to catch up later. Welcome, Claire.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Sue Martin says, well done on your card, Claire. Well done, Carla. Doris would be proud of you.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
I've seen Doris today. She is in fine fettle, if anybody needs to know. She is very, very well.
There we go. So we've just popped that underneath there now. Obviously, you can spend as long as you want to really break down those fibres, really shape your flowers. I'm just going to do this quickly for you, just to quickly show you how this is going to be placed on the card and how it's just going to peep over the top. But I'm just going to break down the fibres as Carla was saying before, just quickly first, just to give it some quick shape like that. I love playing with the leaves of this one as well, because you can really sort of like play and tweak.
Beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah.
Jan Bennett says, now this is right up my street, Claire.
Aw, it is. I love it. It's so pretty, isn't it? All the flowers. They're lovely. They're absolutely beautiful. I'm going to get the larger ball tool just quickly, and I am going to just push down into the middle, because daisies, they open up, don't they? They sort of like open up. So I want to kind of give that kind of feel.
If you guys are buying this today and you've got the stamps, it's a really nice idea to go on to the website and get the vignettes for these anyway, and download them and use Nick's shading as a guide for you for when you're painting and colouring as well. And you can sort of get the same effect, that same shading effect, but we can change the colours to any colour we want them to be. How pretty that is.
It's lovely, isn't it? We're just getting it just over the edge, just slightly over the edge there. Just popping it on there like so. And then we've got all the decoupage parts, which I mentioned earlier when I was going through the boards, because they are actually all numbered. So if you're new to doing decoupage, new to crafting, new to card making, you've got all numbers on these, so you can actually follow that, or you can just do your own thing as well. I'm just going to pop just a couple of these on at the moment though, just a couple of the parts, just on each of the flowers. I'm going to take the larger one and the smaller daisy. So I'll just quickly shape those like so.
Jane says, enjoying this demo. Thank you, Claire.
Thank you very much. Thank you for all the lovely comments coming in. It's really lovely to hear from you. Thank you. Really appreciate them. Right, so there we go. We're just going to use the big ball tool quickly. I'm just going to play a little bit there, look. Just because these die cut lines, they just make it so easy, don't they?
They do.
To manipulate and play.
Although I have to tell you, we do only have a couple of minutes left, Miss Claire. It goes fast, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? So let's pop this on here quick, shall we?
Michelle says, I love the stamps. It's a lovely way to decorate the envelope so that it complements the card. Michelle, you are absolutely spot on. It really does. It's about drawing it all together, isn't it? And then it kind of, it's like a whole finished product when you've got the stamp on there as well. It's absolutely incredible. And I think just those added touches that we get with stamps are so important.
There we go then. That's the finished card for you. So I've only just used 2 of the decoupage elements today, but obviously, you know, you've got all the different ones here that you can really build up to get that sort of really lovely 3D effect. But it just looks so pretty with that sort of pinky toned paper, doesn't it? It's blush rose. It's just so lovely. So yeah,
absolutely
there you go.
Gorgeous. Thank you so much, Claire, for all your hard work today.
Thank you.
Well done. You have got another show with Claire demonstrating at 6. You can see more of these ideas. Really nice to have somebody else bringing in new ideas, bringing in all of the things that allow us to craft in different ways. So it's been an absolute pleasure. This collection is called Before the Rainbow. It is the very first collection that Carnation ever brought out, and the number for it is 190301. It's £134.99 today with free UK P&P. Usually 10% discount, you'll get it for £121.50 thereabouts. And also, as we've discovered today, please, please, please use your deal of the day today, because they've reduced the multimedia map to something ridiculous. So instead of it being, what was it, 17?
It's $17.99, should be $29.99.
There you go. Thank you, Miss Taz. Lots of people saying that they love your card, Claire, and they're loving your work. Thank you so much for your company, as always. It's been an absolute pleasure. We're going to go and have a brew, and we'll be back here at 6 o'clock for Precious Flowers. So completely different show, completely different setup, but you will have Claire again, and I'll be standing here babbling in your ear again. So we'll see you in an hour. Take care till then.